Hi, I'm back, and today we're going to go off the Ching lineage reservation and go into uh, using wrist weights when doing your Qi Kung and warm up exercises and even in the Tai Chi form. Now, I know what you're saying. Lao Guai has gone crazy. I've never heard about this. Now, it used to be that weights and using weights in a very different way than Western weightlifting was common in Tai Chi Chuan. Um, it said that Yang Lu Chan used a several 100 pound square stone to that he used to hold. And in Bagua, such weight training is very common. Now, the way it's used in the internal martial arts is completely different than we think. In the Western tradition, we always think that we are exercising our muscles first, and then our tendons, ligaments, and then the bones are strengthened last. Remember, in the internal martial arts, everything happens from the inside out. We actually strengthen the bones first, the ligaments, tendons, and then the muscles are exercised and strengthened by a secondary effect. So, using wrist weights also gives you feedback which you don't normally get when you're not using weights. And I want to demonstrate that in the releasing and relaxation exercises, like in Twin Dragons Wrap the Pole. So we get into position, get the principles. I turn my waist from the Yao. This is the Yao, the lowest rib. And my hands are like tether balls wrapping the pole. Now the great thing about using wrist weights, and always use very light weights. Heavy weights can actually dislocate your shoulders or elbows if you're not strong enough. And like I always say, always check with your doctor first before you do any new practice, and make sure you don't have any joint injuries. If you have shoulder, elbows, wrist injuries, neck injuries, you got to be careful, so always check with your doctor. Anyway, it's easy to get the feedback and get the arms to get the momentum from the turning of the waist. So I can completely relax my arms now, and I get feedback that I'm not using any of my arm muscles at all. My shoulders are completely relaxed. So in doing Twin Dragons Wrap the Pole using wrist weights, I get that immediate feedback. Now if I shift to the next exercise, I get that feedback too. I'm flinging my arm from the turning of my waist. And it gets easier to feel that because I can actually totally relax my arm while my center line flings the weight. Now when I change it to the pole shaking exercise, the same thing. My whole arm can relax and I bounce from the floor, giving energy to the weights. And then I just let them fall. And then when I switch it to the front, same thing. I'm bouncing from my center, the tantien, down to the floor, and I bounce the weights. And my arms are completely relaxed and my shoulders are relaxed. And when I change to the other exercise, I swing by the turning of my waist. See, my shoulders completely relaxed. Change. I swing my arm from my waist. And even if I do the advanced method where I'm sinking on each leg, I can do that. Now if we go to the other exercise where I put my arms out 45 degrees from my center line, turn my waist and let my arms fall and turn my waist, same thing. I just let the momentum force from the turning of my waist move my arms. I get direct and immediate feedback. So it looks like this from the side. Remember, 12 and 8 and 12 and 4. 12 and 8 and 12 and 4 position on the clock. So if I'm standing in the center of a clock with 12 noon in front of me, one hand is at 12, one hand's at 4, one hand's at 12, the other hand's at 8 o'clock. So I get immediate feedback. Now, even in the Tai Chi form, I can get feedback by using the wrist weights. And I use a very light weight. This is only, I think, 2 pounds each. 1.5, 2 pounds each. So you don't have to do a lot of weight. Now, as you get more advanced, and if you want to, you can add heavier weights. But if you're elderly, you've got any issues, always do light weights. Get like 1 pound to 2 pounds maximum. Okay? And it's only for feedback, because I get immediate feedback. And the other thing that we don't usually get is, because I'm relaxing and releasing and using gravity with my body weight to open my legs, and that's how you really get the song, is you use the gravity to open your legs. You don't have that ability with your arms because we have no weight. But we can do that if we add wrist weights. And if we use them with the Tai Chi principles, where I'm moving my arm from the turning of my center line, my waist, in the form, it gives you immediate feedback. And one of the things that's very hard as a beginner is that feedback, because there's a sweet spot in the movement where your arm raises almost effortlessly. So if your arm is too far out, it's way heavy. If it's too far in, it's way heavy. But if it is just in the sweet spot, it actually is very easy to lift. So to learn where the sweet spot is in the Tai Chi form, the wrist weights give you immediate feedback, and you can play with it no matter where in the form you are. And that's the great thing about it. So if you don't have any joint problems and you're not too elderly or infirm or have any other issues, try it and see how you like it and give me feedback. Good training.